for your applique, you need your black flap. That's where we're putting the applique onto. You need your applique fabric that you want to use, so any color. You need your stencils. So I'm making a house. Shows the house like this. So I've got my stencil, my two pieces for the shape of my design, and my Velasifix. Velasifix needs to be more or less the same size as your stencil. Okay, so remember, wrong side of Velasifix needs to touch the wrong side of your fabric. We're trying to transfer the glue, which is on the wrong side of the Velasifix, to the wrong side of the fabric. Okay. Make sure your iron is on medium heat. You don't want it too hot. So change the dial so that it's in the middle, on middle heat. Make sure you cover your fabric before you start ironing on the Velasifix. 30 seconds. Keep moving the iron so that you don't burn it like that. That's better. Not 100%. Okay. Velasifix is ironed onto your coloured fabric. What you can do then is take your stencil and draw it onto the paper side of the Velasifix. Okay, and you should be able to pull off your paper, leaving behind the glue. Okay, you can see my glue on the back. Oh, piece of paper still. Okay, and the glue on the back. With the glue side facing down onto my black fabric, I'm going to put it down. Remember, glue side facing down. You don't want the glue to be facing up, otherwise it's going to stick itself to the iron. We want to make sure that the glue is touching the black fabric. If you want to put your design to the side of your flap, make sure to leave at least a 2-finger space around all the edges. What ends up happening is when we stitch the bag together, you need to leave a seam allowance. Something like that. Something like that. So, essentially what I'm trying to say is, don't get your design too close to the edge. You want to make sure you leave at least a 2-finger space to the side, otherwise if you don't leave that seam allowance, your pattern is going to disappear. Your design, applique design, is going to disappear. Okay, so 2-finger, 2-finger, and let's go put that onto the ironing board. Remember, cover it over with the calico and iron for about 1 minute. Remember to switch your iron off when you've finished using it. For an applique stitch, remember applique stitch is something decorative, so I'm going to use red thread so that it stands out above my house, and I need to change my settings to an applique stitch because it's not a straight stitch. Make sure my 2 red lines are touching on my tension wheel. For the stitch width, I've got a relatively small design, so I'm going to go 3. So it's only a small side to side, it's not quite a massive side to side. Down for my stitch length, I'm going to turn the dial up to a half, so it's quite tight. Right. Remember, in applique stitch, the whole point of it is that you stay on your colored fabric and don't go onto your black fabric. So drop your foot, your presser foot, hold your 2 threads, and using the hand wheel I'm going to drop the needle into the fabric. I'm going to go slowly. It's an applique stitch, so I don't need to do a back stitch or reverse. Watch the needle. Remember to go slow until you're comfortable. I'm watching inside that little window by the needle, and I'm just guiding the fabric through, making sure that it stays along the edge of my colored fabric. I've come to the corner, nice neat corner. Make sure that your needle is dipped into the fabric. Lift the foot and swivel it around. Drop the foot, press the foot, go again. Zoom in into that little window and focus it. I'm not pushing the fabric, I'm merely steering it side to side, making sure it stays on track. And there you go. Applique done.